Good evening, everyone. And welcome. I'm calling our meeting on Thursday, February 1st of 2024 to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together to work on improving the lives of all residents of Providence. Each one of us brings a unique perspective to our work. Give us the strength to listen and learn from each other. There are so many problems in our city: lack of affordable housing, lack of quality public education, lack of an urgent plan to address climate change, just to name a few. We need to be innovative and collaborative to make change. Please continue to guide us and help us deliver thoughtful, well-crafted solutions to the problems we face. Amen.
Thank you, Councilman. Tonight, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilman Pedro Espinal.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Counselor. Madam Clerk, item 3, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 3 and move approval.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion passes. Item 4, please.
Item 4 is election of Committee on Ward Boundaries.
Elections are now open for the Committee on Ward Boundaries. Are there any nominations?
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
I'd like to nominate Councilman Juan Pachado, Councilman Miguel Sanchez, Councilwoman Shelley Peterson, Councilwoman Anna Vargas, and Councilman John Goncalves.
Second the motion, Madam President.
Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please cast one ballot for Councilors Pichardo, Sanchez, Peterson, Gonzalez, and Councilwoman Anna Vargas as duly elected members of the Committee on Ward Boundaries.
So noted.
Item 5, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of items 5 through 14.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Madam President,
Councilor Royas,
may I speak on agenda item 13?
please do.
Colleagues, I rise to just make a statement on 13 here. Item 13 is a visionary proposal brought forth by our school board president, Erlin Rogel. The ordinance advocates for mandatory interviews of graduates from Providence Public Schools applying for various city positions, such as those within the fire department, police department, Department of Public Works, and even as future educators in the Providence Public School District. In the trenches of our government, a valid concern often looms large that those entrusted with serving our city do not look like our city. So this ordinance confronts that challenge of representation within our city, broadcasting a powerful message that the talent and expertise we seek exists right here. It declares that there's no need to recruit beyond our borders, for our city harbors so many capable people. And so as a proud graduate of our public schools, I'm proud to introduce this ordinance and express my gratitude to our school board president for the privilege of presenting it. And I hope you'll join me in supporting this as we work towards a more inclusive city, a government that looks like this city, that knows this city because they've lived here and they're just waiting for an opportunity. And we as a body ought to give them that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Any further discussion on items 5 through 14? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Madam Clerk, please note item 5 as received. Items 6 through 10 refer to the Committee on Finance. 6 through 12 refer to the Committee on Finance. 13 refer to the Committee on Finance. Oh, I'm sorry, 13 and 14 refer to the Committee on Finance.
So noted.
And item 15, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 15 and pass on a roll call vote.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Miller.
Aye.
Councilor Anderbois.
Aye.
Councilwoman Anthony.
Aye.
Councilman Espinal.
Aye.
Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonsalves.
Aye.
Councilwoman Graves.
Aye.
Deputy Majority Leader Harris.
Aye.
Councilwoman Peterson.
Aye.
Council President Pro Tempore Pichardo.
Aye.
Councilor Royas.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryan.
Aye.
Majority Whip Sanchez.
Aye.
Majority Leader Taylor.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ana Vargas.
Aye.
Councilman Oscar Vargas.
Aye.
You have 15 ayes. The motion carries. The matter is passed on a roll call vote.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 16, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 16 and have the clerk read it into the record and pass on a voice vote.
Second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Madam President?
Councilor Anderbaugh.
Thank you so much. I'll be brief, but I rise to share that I'm excited to celebrate the birthday of Dr. Fleming, who's here with us today with many of her friends, family, and members of the community. I am personally just floored by her lifetime of continued achievements and dedication to her community that continues well after her 100th birthday, which we're here to celebrate today. And I would just ask Dr. Fleming and some of her friends and supporters to join me and my fellow counselors to take a photo with the citation that we have for you to celebrate your birthday. And the clerk will read the resolution as well, and we will get a copy of that to you as well afterward. But thank you so much for joining us and for all that you do, and for her whole support community who's here today with her. So thank you for reading that. And I know several of my fellow counselors, you were instrumental in their lives, and they've told me those stories, so maybe they'll share some now, but thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Further discussion on item 16. Oh, Councilman Gonsalves.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Councilor Anderbois, for bringing this forward. I also have the distinct privilege to speak about really an extraordinary individual, Dr. Benny Fleming, whose life and career has had an indelible mark on the city of Providence, but more broadly. You know, I had the chance to sit down with Dr. Fleming, and if you get that opportunity, you take it, because just the breadth of knowledge and expertise and experience and wisdom that she shares with all of us, we're just so deeply grateful. I also want to acknowledge Delta Sigma Theta's in the house. We're the Delta Sigma Thetas. Oh, come on. The sororities know how to party, so just want to say thank you so much for being here. And again, thank you, Councilwoman Anderbois, for bringing this up. And again, I think Dr. Fleming's story, which we're going to hear in the resolution, is a really powerful one. It's one of perseverance, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the betterment of others. Her journey, which you're probably going to hear more about in the resolution as the clerks read it in a moment, began during the challenging times of World War II, where as a nurse she served the United States with distinction. And she's been a symbol of courage and resilience. And, you know, I don't want to speak to her lengthy background and credentials, because the resolution will do that, and I don't want to be redundant. But I will say that we are just so grateful for all that she's done for our community, and just the tale of personal triumph and wisdom that she brings to us in the ways that she's broken down barriers for all of us. So thank you so much, Dr. Fleming. We are so grateful that you were here, and we're so honored to be in your presence. So thank you again.
Thank you, Councilor. Further discussion. Pro Tem Pichardo.
Thank you, President, and I too rise to honor Dr. Fleming, as we used to call her, Principal Fleming. And as I was a student at Mount Pleasant High School, and she was the vice principal and eventually became also higher ed, and she was a very tough principal. Very, but very compassionate because she wanted us to do our very best. At that time, I did not know her trajectory, and knowing that where that toughness comes from and that agility and to be able to, at times, even outrun us at Mount Pleasant High School, that she commends the respect that she deserves, but even at that time, all of us who were very few of people of color in Mount Pleasant had great respect for Principal Fleming, as I know her. And lastly, I got a call from a friend, a General Assembly member, who texted me at one point that she was having a birthday. And I didn't know, I couldn't recall who she was until I saw the highlight that was done at Channel 10 NBC. And I felt so connected and so proud to be one of her students. In Dallas, Texas, she has I believe, a nephew, Ron, I believe Ron Kirk, who also is in public service. And I think she merits that through not only our community, but also through her family, to demonstrate that public service is what we are here for on this earth. And I am privileged and honored to be in your presence, celebrating 100 years. And I hope that if I were to, if God blesses me also to be at that age, that I have your wit, your strength, and also a continued passion for service. And this is why we do what we do. Thank you, Principal Fleming.
Thank you, President Pro Tem Pichardo. Further discussion on item 16. Madam Clerk, please read item 16 into the record.
Whereas Dr. Benny Fleming is a distinguished Rhode Island resident and a brave war veteran who served as a first lieutenant in the Army Nurse Corps during World War II, caring for the wounded and saving lives. And whereas Dr. Fleming is a Texas native who overcame the challenges of racial segregation in the armed services in the 1940s, where she met her future husband, Lieutenant Theodore Fleming, a doctor from Rhode Island, and they moved to Rhode Island to start a family and serve the community. And whereas Dr. Fleming has been a loyal and active member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc. for 82 years and is a charter member of the Providence Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., supporting the sorority's mission of public service, sisterhood, and scholarship. And whereas she continued her work as an educator and leader, becoming the first Black nurse to teach at Rhode Island College, where she inspired and mentored young people for more than 40 years before retiring at 71. And whereas Dr. Fleming was the Science Area Administrator Supervisor for Providence Public Schools from 1987 through 1996, enhancing the quality and standards of science education for the students and teachers. And whereas she was honored as one of 350 outstanding citizens in Providence during the city's 350th anniversary celebration, reflecting her remarkable contributions and achievements. Whereas on March 21st, 2003, Mount Pleasant High School named the new school-based health center in honor of Dr. Fleming, acknowledging her legacy and impact on the health and well-being of the school community. And whereas Dr. Fleming is still vibrant and healthy as she walks 2 miles every day and is an avid gardener, enjoying the beauty of nature. And whereas our city has become more resilient and inclusive by the work of Dr. Benny Fleming, who exemplifies the values of courage, compassion, and excellence. Now therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Providence proudly recognizes and celebrates Dr. Benny Fleming for turning 100 on November 19, 2023, wishing her a happy birthday and many more years of happiness and fulfillment. Be it further resolved that upon passage, a copy of this resolution be sent to the office of Mayor Brett Smiley, the office of Rhode Island College President Jack R. Warner, the office of the principal of Mount Pleasant High School, Wilberson Torshon, the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., the Providence Public School Department, and Dr. Benny Fleming.
Counselors, all in favor of item 16? Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Counselors, let's take a very short recess and take a photo with Dr. Fleming. It's a great honor to have you with us tonight, Doctor.
Some people, like Miss Barbara, I hang around her, she's 96, Barbara Thurman. I never drank alcohol, I never smoked. I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna dry up real fast. You know what I mean, brother? You know what I'm saying? Look, John looked like he always tried to get good grades. Look at him sucking up still. He's out of school and he's still sucking up. Look at him, still trying to get a good grade. Look at him. Yeah, he was bad. We lost one. She's like, I didn't get to get in the picture.
Thank you, Councilwoman, for giving us the opportunity to celebrate. And thank you, Dr. Fleming, and everyone for joining us tonight. Sincerely. Madam Clerk, please read item 17 into the record.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 17.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Council President, I need to abstain. I'm on their board.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman. Any abstentions? All right, so the motion passes. We have 14 in favor, 1 abstention. Madam Clerk, please refer item 17 to the Committee on Finance.
So noted.
And items 18, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of items 18 through 22 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on items 18 through 22? Deputy Majority Leader Harris.
Thank you, Madam President. It's an honor to stand on item 18. As we know, nationally, around the world, it has been a Providence center. So I'm very proud of them because they never gave up. They went from ward to ward, and many of us have experienced them trying to set up in different wards. Right now, they are going to be located within a medical area, a medical percentage of Rhode Island Hospital area. And I'm very proud of that, simply because with the treatments that they're going to be providing, the overdose awareness that they're going to be providing is a medical problem. And so the stigma of people who are in need of these treatments will most likely decrease by the proper place of where they're being treated. So I want to thank Project Weber for all the work that they've done. This is going to be located in my ward, and I finally stand to say that I'm very proud of an agency that I know is going to make an impact on the lives of people and change the lives of people who have been suffering throughout each and every one of our neighborhoods. I did not prepare a speech. It's coming from my heart tonight to say that I'm very proud. I'm asking my colleagues to join me and sponsor this, as well as myself and the Council President. Thank you, and others who have signed on. I encourage you to please support this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Leader. Further discussion, items 18 through 22. Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonsalves.
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you, Deputy Majority Leader Harris, for your words there. I just want to echo your remarks and just say thank you for doing this. I think Providence is leading the way. The state is also leading the way on harm reduction, and there have been so many critical partners in this over the last several years. I want to thank Senator Miller, who I know is here. I also want to thank Anna Jane Yolkin, if you can stand as well. I think we should give a huge round of applause to Anna Jane Yolkin. This is truly a long time coming, and when we think about overdose prevention, when we think about substance use disorders, and when we think about the challenges associated with it, specifically here in the city of Providence, this is really a game changer. If you think about what's happening internationally, there have been countries who have been doing harm reduction for a very, very long time. And the United States is well behind the curve when it comes to harm reduction. So this is just truly a step in the right direction, and I'm so grateful for your leadership, Councilwoman Harris, and for the leadership of the folks up at Weber Renew, because truly, this is a game changer, and Providence is leading the way. Thank you so much, Council President.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion, items 18 through 22. Majority Whip Sanchez, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Sorry, colleagues, I have a little bit to say about all 4 of these items, or 18 through 21. Just quickly on 18, like my colleague John said here, this harm reduction is data-driven policy that is working in other countries. In New York City, it does save lives. So I want to thank my colleagues for embracing the data, the facts, and thank you to the folks from Project Web Renew, General Assembly folks who have been doing this work for quite some time. I think that it's amazing that Providence is taking the lead and embracing it and taking that next step to save lives of a population, folks that sometimes need that extra help. So thank you, Councilwoman Harris, for embracing this in your ward, and thank you, Council President, for supporting this amazing work. Next on the list is the Community Violence Council, Gun Council. So as a younger person, a person of color here in the city of Providence, gun violence is disproportionately affecting our communities, and it's something that is definitely a priority of mine as a younger council member, as a young member of the city. Thankfully, all data regarding crime has been reducing the past few years, but unfortunately, shootings and homicides by guns is the one metric that keeps rising. We're seeing it across the world, across the country. Guns are more accessible than a driver's license for a lot of kids in our youth. So it's important that we as a capital city in the state of Rhode Island really are doing work to try to reduce this year round. Not only when it's a talking point in the media, we really need to bring all community partners together. Thankful for the administration for willing to be collaborative on this effort, the Providence Police Department as well. So one of the leading policies that we'll be exploring is community violence intervention. And this is one of the only policies out there that has data to back it up that reduces gun violence. So it's essentially what it does is provides jobs, therapy, other supportive services to folks that might be experiencing gun violence or have a high risk of being around gun violence. So quickly, I just want to give a huge thank you to my friend Corey Jones, who has opened my eyes to this work the past few years, has shown me books on how this is very crucial and critical to reducing gun violence. So over the next few weeks, we will be assigning members to this. There's no one's assigned to it as of now. We've talked to different members, so I'm asking my colleagues and even people here in the audience, if you know anyone that might be a good fit and is willing to serve on this committee, please get in contact with myself or our staff here. Big shout out to our staff who's been doing a lot of the legwork on this resolution. So with that being said, I will move to my next resolution, which is recognizing and supporting Youth Pride to unionize. Is anyone from Youth Pride here? Shout out to Youth Pride. You guys can stand up. They won their unionization. So with that one, if I could ask our city clerk to read that one into the record, please.
Whereas Youth Pride, Inc. is the sole nonprofit organization in Rhode Island that caters to the diverse and specific needs of LGBTQIA+ youth and young adults aged 25 and under by providing them with direct service, support, advocacy, and education. And whereas Youth Pride, Inc. is dedicated to empowering the leaders of today and tomorrow by ensuring that youth voices drive their process and by developing the leadership skills of their members both within and outside the organization. And whereas Youth Pride, Inc. values building strong and meaningful connections as a key factor for youth success and empowerment. and strives to create a caring, respectful, and inclusive community of young people and adults. And whereas Youth Pride, Inc. offers a range of youth support services such as mental health counseling, housing assistance, GED preparation, toiletries and school supplies, food and clothing donations, and more. And whereas Youth Pride, Inc. is a leading advocate for the policy needs of LGBTQ+ youth and a champion of their self-advocacy through various actions such as testifying at the State House, attending rallies, chairing the statewide LGBTQ+ Youth Task Force, and participating in various panels and commissions that influence decision-making processes. And whereas Youth Pride, Inc.'s Center and Service Team staff have filed a petition to join 1199 SEIU, the largest and fastest growing healthcare union in the nation, because they believe unionizing is a vital step in creating a sustainable and supportive work environment that enables them to effectively serve the youth they care for. And whereas the City of Providence recognizes and appreciates the essential role of unions in advancing the economic and social well-being of workers and their families, as well as the democratic participation and civic engagement of working people in the community. And whereas union jobs are crucial to reducing the income inequality and the gender and racial pay gaps that plague our society. And whereas we believe that the widening income disparity between the wealthiest Americans and the middle class is harmful to labor, business, a dynamic economy, and a stable democracy. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of Providence hereby expresses its full and unequivocal support for the right of Youth Pride, Inc. to unionize and bargain collectively for fair and dignified working conditions. And be it further resolved that the City Council of Providence commends Youth Pride, Inc. for their invaluable service to the LGBTQ+ youth and young adults of Rhode Island, and for their courageous stand for workers' rights and social justice. And be it further resolved that upon passage, a copy of this resolution be sent to the office of Mayor Brett Smiley and the Youth Pride, Inc.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilor Sanchez, would you like to continue?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Thank you, City Clerk. So I mean, they voted last Friday, Youth Pride Union the Union of Youth Pride decided to vote, and they did unionizing, so I think the next step is negotiating with the employer. So if we could be supportive any other way, please reach out. We're here to support you guys as possible, and thank you for this very important. Thank you, Madam President. The last resolution I would like to just briefly talk on. I don't think anyone is here from the play La Broa, right? They have a play going on right now, so it makes sense that they're not here. But I just wanted to congratulate them. I went to go see on opening night. It is a play that's currently playing at Trinity Rep. It's inspired by a very vibrant pillar in our Latino community, Marta Martinez. She wrote a book about La Broa, Broad Street, the history of Latinos arriving there, in our work in the political world and the advocacy world. The book is called Nuestras Raíces. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, I went to go see it. It was a very emotional play. It really touches on a lot of our families' first adventures and business and political runs. A lot of folks here in this room are mentioned in it as well. So yeah, if you have the opportunity, I would definitely suggest to go watch it and support it as much as possible. So also, I mean, we got to recognize Trinity Rep for embracing the play as well. It's a lot of different layers that are involved in. I mean, I'm just starting to ramble on, so I'll stop talking here soon. But it's just a very beautiful play that I encourage everyone to go see if possible. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion, items 18 through 22. Counselor Gonsalves,
Thank
please.
you, Madam President. I'll keep it short. I just want to thank the lead sponsor for putting these forward, and thank you to Youth Pride Inc. and thank you for affirming and embracing and creating a safe space for LGBTQIA2S+ youth and young adults here in the city. And on the resolution with regard to ending gun violence and the Gun Violence Advisory Committee, it's no secret that Black and brown youth are disproportionately affected by gun violence in the city of Providence, so I want to thank you for your leadership on this. And I also want to thank Corey Jones also for being a huge steward of this work. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, just reaffirming my thanks, and thank you to the sponsor for putting this forward.
Pro Tem Pichardo.
Thank you, President. And I rise also in support of the resolution by Councilwoman Harris and yourself, Madam President. I think it's well needed. As I tour the facility, I know we have lessons from the 80s and 90s, and we're getting ahead of what could be a worse situation in the city of Providence. When we compare it to California, even Chicago and Philadelphia, I think that we are taking jointly with a nonprofit to provide aid to a population that is in great need. So thank you. I also would like to speak on 21. And the others, obviously, it's a foregone conclusion in terms of supporting the Advisory Council for. I rise in terms of just to speak on the 21, the resolution for La Broa. You know, living on La Broa, coming to La Broa at an early age and living through it and seeing that we stand on giants, people that advocate, including Marta Martinez, Jose Gonzalez, Miguel Luna, and many more, Margarita Cepeda. I know that I share with my colleagues who grew up on Broad Street that I think in the city of Providence, there's no one can claim that they haven't heard La Broa, whether it's the Dominican Festival, whether it's, yes, the disparities that we all confront day in and day out, whether it's in the African American community, Latinos, whether they're Dominican, Puerto Rican. But this story speaks about the immigrant population. And I think Marta captures a lot of that. And I commend Trinity Rep for giving the artistic creativity to the producer and director to put this in place. And I hope that it continues to inspire. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going there tomorrow. I encourage, just like my colleague Miguel Sanchez, I will see it tomorrow. I encourage everyone to see it, because I think it will show, whether you're Latino or not, it will show that we all have played a part in the communities. Whether you're Italian, Irish, you know, Jewish in the East Side or wherever, I think it speaks to that immigrant story. And so I encourage everyone to support it and especially continue to support Trinity Rep. Thank you.
Thank you, Pro Tem. Further discussion, items 18 through 22.
Madam President?
Councilor Reyes.
I'll be brief. A lot of my colleagues already spoke to this, and they're exactly right on you know, what Project Weber Renew is doing. They're the real deal. I've had several cabinets in my neighborhood, and every time I go visit, they are present there supporting folks. One thing I'll just broadly say is drug use in public places makes folks uncomfortable, right? And so if that's the case, then we should find an alternative. And that alternative is designated safe use sites where we could save lives and stray away from what makes folks feel uncomfortable. And so I just want to share that thought. And I just want to shout out Anna Jane. If she's still here, my vision is terrible, so I don't know if you're there, Anna Jane, but thank you for all the work you do. And of course, Youth Pride is an amazing organization, and I hope what's happening here is gonna motivate other nonprofits to unionize, because the nonprofit industrial complex is real, and they work folks to the bone, and so we need to be unionizing nonprofits, generally speaking. So that's what I'll say, and so I think Councilor Sanchez for introducing this.
Thank you, Councilman. Further discussion, items 18 through 22. Hearing none. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motions pass. Please. So, councilors, I just want to take a moment of personal privilege. It's already been said, so I will be brief. But I want to thank and congratulate this body for making history tonight. The substance use disorder and overdose crisis is an epidemic. It touches every one of us. There's not a single person in this room tonight who has not been impacted, whether you are aware of it or not. What we accomplished tonight in approving the country's first state-regulated harm reduction center would not have been possible without the intention and advocacy from many sources. Senator Josh Miller, can you please stand and be recognized, sir? Without your leadership and frankly the sponsorship of the enabling legislation at the state level, but even after you passed that, you have been working with advocates from Weber Renew and with members of this body in making sure that it can become a reality that is seen and noticed and deeply appreciated. And of course, the leaders from Weber Renew who are with us tonight. Thank you for your vision, for not giving up, for finding the place that was going to work. And everything, all the heart that you brought to this effort. So I believe in this project because I know your work, and I know that you never give up on our community, and I believe in you. So the work to overcome the substance use crisis is huge, it's multifaceted, and tonight Providence City Council is putting another life-saving strategy into our arsenal because of your work and your heart, so thank you. Madam Clerk, item 23, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of items 23 through 27 and receive and approve.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Please note items 23 through 27 as received and approved. And item 28, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of items 28 through 36.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on items 28 through 36? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. 28 through 31, please refer to the Committee on Ordinances. 32 to the Committee on Claims and Pending Suits. 33 through 36, note as received.
So noted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 37,
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 37 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion passes. Item 38, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of item 38 and pass on a unanimous rising vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to suspend Rule 16B of the Rules of the City Council in order to take matters not appearing on the printed docket.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes.
Madam President,
Majority Leader Taylor.
motion to waive the reading of items 39 and 40.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second on items 39 and 40. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. I'd like to recognize Christian Miller, who's here with us tonight as a newest appointment on the Juvenile Hearing Board. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you. Majority Leader Taylor.
Madam President, I'd like to, no further business.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Skipping my duties here. 39 and 40, please note as received.
So noted.
Thank you. Majority Leader.
Madam President, if there's no further business, I'd like to adjourn in memory of the following. Retired Providence firefighter Matthew F. Ray, retired Providence Fire Battalion Chief William Thurber, Santa L. De Leon, Fausto Arias Pachado, and Edward Eamon Madden, and also President Pro Tem has some additions.
In addition to the soldiers that we lost at the high seas of the coast of Somalia, Navy Special Warfare Operator First Class Christopher J. Chambers, Navy Special Warfare Operator Second Class Nathan Cage Ingram, and those 3 soldiers who we just lost at Jordan, nearby the Syria border, Sergeant William Jerome Rivers of Carlton, Georgia, Specialist Kennedy Landon Sanders of Waycross, Georgia, Specialist Brennan Alexandria Moffett, Savannah, Georgia. May they rest in peace.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'd also like to welcome and thank June Rose to our staff as Chief of Staff. Welcome, June.